All right, of course, the show is still Capital Sports, and let's let you know that this program is streaming live on YouTube at NTA Abuja channel, NTA Channel 5. Just check us out on YouTube, NTA Channel 5, and you can get to watch this show. And of course, you can tell your friends who maybe they are not at home, they can watch it on the go. They should just go to YouTube and do that. And of course, we're live on our social media platforms, which will be on the screen very soon. So you can comment, you can send in your messages, and especially you can also do that on WhatsApp. We'll be ready to hear from you. And of course, very soon we'll be opening the lines for you to call in and tell us what you feel about the issues that we'll be talking about. Now it's that time for me to welcome this lady that I told you, the sports goddess herself, Uche Umundo. Uche, welcome. I know that,
I wasn't expecting the name, but it's nice to be here.
It's been a long time we've been trying to get you. And of course, we're very glad that you're here. You've been on the show virtually, but now Uche is an OAP and our non-air personality with Kiss FM Abuja, and we'll be doing justice to all the issues we have to say. All right, let's start this way by bringing to you an aggregation of all the stories we'll be talking about, and that's sports tidbits.
Hello there and welcome. Now let's go on a quick ride round the world of sports in 240 seconds. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare on Wednesday handed over the pitch of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium Abuja to Dangote Group for the commencement of rehabilitation by Aaron Nigeria Limited. The rehabilitation, which will cost about $1 million, is expected to be completed within 24 weeks.
Doing today is historic. I want to say this, that I call upon other Nigerians like Dangote, like Chief Adebutu, to please rise up and support restoration of our sporting facilities across the country.
Alhaji has asked me to confirm to this audience that indeed this is a chance he's been waiting for. He has committed to invest $1 million to improve and bring this stadium up to standard.
And we've done quite a number of them all over Nigeria, and by the grace of God, this one will give a world-class pitch.
Nigeria's Victor Osimhen ties is determined to prove his worth at Syria club Napoli following his move from Lille. The Nigeria international enjoyed a relatively successful campaign in Ligue 1, where he scored 18 goals and recorded 6 assists in 38 games in all competitions. Osimhen, who insists his move to Naples was not motivated by money, has vowed to shine in the blue jersey. Nigeria midfielder Ogenyo Nazi has joined newly promoted Syria club Crotone on a 3-year deal. Onazi joins the Pythagoreans on a free transfer after severing ties with Turkish Super League club Denizlispor over unpaid wages. He will now play alongside compatriot and striker Simeon Wanko, who was with him at the 2018 World Cup in Russia and finished as top scorer in Serie B this past season. To other transfer news, Chelsea have signed England left-back Ben Chilwell from Leicester City for a fee in the region of £50 million on a 5-year deal, with Thiago Silva joining the Blues on a free too. Manchester United goalkeeper Dean Henderson has signed a new 6-year contract with the club and will go head-to-head with David De Gea next season for the #1 jersey at Old Trafford. Lionel Messi's dad is already in England to discuss a 2-year deal with Manchester City after the 33-year-old said he wants to leave Barcelona. If the deal goes through, it could cost City £500 million. Harry Maguire has filed an appeal against his conviction for assault and attempted bribery following a brawl on the Greek island of Mykonos. Manchester United have said the appeal nullifies Maguire's conviction and a full retrial will follow in accordance with Greek law, although no date has been set for the appeal. United captain Maguire had been handed a suspended jail term of 21 months and 10 days on Tuesday. Naomi Osaka has withdrawn from the Western and Southern Open in protest over the shooting of Jacob Blake. Several major U.S. sporting events were called off as athletes protested against racial injustice following the police shooting of Blake in Wisconsin last week. 3 NBA playoff games, 3 Major League Baseball matches, 3 WNBA fixtures and 5 Major League Soccer games were postponed after player-led actions in response to the shooting of African-American Blake and the civil unrest that has followed. And that will be all on Sports Tidbits for this week. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, the sports tidbits there, and after that we just need to talk about these issues one by one. And of course the biggest one in Nigeria is the one coming from the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. What we saw at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja, that was on Wednesday evening, that the Minister of Youth and Sports Development himself, Sunday Dare, handed over the member pitch to Dangote, the representative of the Dangote group, and of course he did that and handed over to Aaron Engineering. They are the contractors that are going to handle the rehabilitation of the member pitch of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, and of course they're going to fix the 2 scoreboards there. And of course the minister has always said that everything is fine when it comes to the main ball. The only problem will be the boards and of course the pitch itself. And whether you like it or not, we know that those 3 are very crucial, because we cannot host any international match there without all those 3 things being present. And I have here with me Uche, because she was there on Wednesday. She saw all that happened. We can see people that came out, and it was a very big event. We saw people from other sports, ex-internationals and all that. But the biggest thing, the good news is that the minister has been able to get a public-private partnership, and this time around the government will not be spending the money. It will be a private company doing that, and at the end of the day we can say the Super Eagles return to the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Okay,
thank you, Buddy. Looking at it, 24 weeks. It will take Dangote Group 24 weeks to get that place up and running. Talking about the talking about the pitch, because some people think it's a national stadium in entirety, which is that's not true. It's just the pitch, there's floodlights, and the scoreboard. Now, talking about international events being hosted there, we can't even host the local events there. It is impossible. Let's just start from hosting a local event. But looking at it, when you bring in the private sector, what do you intend to gain? Because I know that corporate bodies, private sectors, companies from the private sector, they are not exactly Father Christmas. So what is Dangote standing to gain by spending as much as almost £500 million naira just to fix all those things in the next 24 weeks? What is the plan? Because if you're having a private partnership with a company, then you should make the contract or make whatever agreement you have with the person available to the public, because we know that back in the days that so many of the Nigerian assets, so many of the federal government has been sold, monuments, you name it, and it has been sold, and it has been sold to private companies, and the contract was not made known. So I think this one too is shrouded in secrecy. We want the minister to come out to say, okay, this is what the agreement is. Dangote cannot dole out that kind of money just for what? Because he runs a charity organization. The answer is no. All right,
let's take it this way. The minister said, on Wednesday that it took them like a very long time. That's about 9 months to come up with you know, all the things they needed to, you know, iron out when it comes to the contract. This is not just an issue between the ministry and Dangote himself. That's Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who has always been a lover of sports. But with the company itself, and, you know, they had to go through each step one by one. I'm sure, you know, bringing out something like that to the public might not be the issue. But, you know, I just want to ask you this. How do you think we should go? Because the stadium is expected to be ready, like you said, 24 weeks, and starting from Monday, it will be 18th of March 2021 that we need the stadium to be ready, the main bowl pitch to be ready. That just, you know, takes one problem away. Now let's talk about the maintenance. About 96 million naira was spent on the main bowl pitch in 2013. We were there. We saw the friendly match between the Golden Eagles to, you know, match it, to mark, you know, the reopening of the stadium itself. And of course, we saw some, you know, a lot of money spent after that. But the last match that came from the stadium was around April 12, 2016. For like 4 years, but let's just look at it. From 2013 to 2016, the stadium had gone bad. The field has gone into a very bad shape. You understand? So how do we tackle this issue of maintenance after the stadium is back to its normal self?
Generally, in the Nigerian context, we're bad in maintenance. Generally, it's not just about sports or in maintaining other things. Generally, Nigeria has a bad way of maintaining. They don't maintain. They have a bad maintenance culture. Now, if you look at it, the money that has been spent, 96 million in 2013, another 150 million was spent when the past minister was there talking about
I think
Solomon
we shouldn't go deep into that because it looked like an audio walk.
Yes, and they were talking about the fact that the texture of the soil wasn't good. Texture of the soil, yes, soil wasn't good. The grass was not the normal grass that was supposed to be there. I don't know if they were going to get it from Cambodia. But if you look at it right now, that's another question. That's a good question. How do we get to maintain it? What is in that contract? Because if you're giving someone money or contracting someone to spend money to do something, then there must be something that actually helps you to be able to maintain that edifice right now. I don't think that's why I'm hammering on the fact that if the government was into sports, exactly into sports, then we won't be having this problem of looking for the private sector, looking for someone to get us to do these things or helping us to do this thing. Now they need to tell us, even if this thing is done by March 18, 2021, what is going to be, how are you going to maintain it? Where are you going to get the funds from? How is Aliko Dangote going to get his money back? It is a laudable, I'm not disputing the fact that it is a laudable gesture from the richest man in Africa. It is a laudable gesture. It is a good one for Sunday Dare because he has come on board to make sure that something is going to happen at the National Stadium. But at the end of the day, let's not have things shredded in secrecy. Then when we need it most, then we'll start having issues.
All right, let's quickly tell you that the stadium project is part of the adoption program of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, which means, you know, our stadia across the country are being adopted, players and all that. So if the Dangote group, if they're adopting the stadium, I want to believe that part of the things they've included would be the maintenance of the stadium. All right, let's go to some very interesting stories now. We can see that some Nigerian players have, you know, have moved to new clubs. Victor Osimhen himself started his training. He resumed training with Napoli earlier this week, and he's been talking, you know, in Naples for the money. Is there, you know, to shine and, you know, show them the stuff that is made of. And of course, moving from Victor Osimhen, we saw another Nigerian, that's Ogenyo Naze. Obviously, represented Nigeria at the 2018 World Cup, and now we're now seeing this man moving to Crotone. And if you don't know Crotone very well, they just secured promotion back to the Serie A, that's the Italian top flight. So Uche, we know, you know, Osimhen has been saying that he needs to do this, he needs to do that, and whether you like it or not, as a young player, you must have dreamt of playing in a team like Napoli. That one is there. Now take it alongside, because we don't really have, you know, much time on the show. Let's now talk also about Ogenyo Naze moving to Crotone.
Yeah, Ogenyo Naze moving. For me, when I saw Ogenyo Naze in 2014, when I saw him play in 2014, I felt he was going to go far when it comes to professional football. But it has been topsy-turvy for him, because if we ask, Blaise Matuidi is to be blamed for that at some point, because during the World Cup in 2014, we know what happened between Nigeria and France, and he was a casualty. And right now, he has gone to Crotone. Good, Crotone is going to be in the Serie A. I just wish him well. I just hope he's going to, he's not, because right now he's injury prone. So I don't know if he's going to get past that injury stage. But for Ogenye Onazi, consistency is usually the problem.
All right, Ogenye Onazi, wish him all the best, as he has joined his new club. And he has teamed up with, fellow Nigerian, that's Simi Wako. So let's see what's going to come out of that. And he actually signed a 3-year deal. Let's talk more about transfer, move straight to England. Because Chelsea on Wednesday announced the signing of former Leicester City-back. That's of course Ben Chilwell. And we're expecting the announcement of Thiago Silva, who will be signed on a free. Remember, this contract with PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, just ended. And of course, we saw that Manchester United goalkeeper, that's Dean Henderson, who was on loan at Sheffield United last season, has returned to the club, penned a new 5-year deal with an option of another year. Now he will be going head-to-head with David De Gea for the #1 spot. And of course, the biggest one, that is just everywhere, is Lionel Messi. And Uche, many people are saying this is a very clear one. We know where this man could end. About 3 teams can afford the man in this world, especially in Europe. Only 3 teams: Paris Saint-Germain, the 2 Manchester clubs. Yeah. But some people are saying Arsenal. Arsenal could sign this.
Okay, Arsenal is not even in the equation.
You have to sign. Okay, do you mean you have to sell the whole club to sign? You have
to sell Emirates as well. So you have to sell Emirates as well. But Chelsea came out to say that they are interested too. But with the signings Chelsea has done, the good thing is that they might not be able to break the bank. It's not as if they might not be able to muscle out the money, but they might not be able to break the bank for him. For Manchester United, they have said they can break the bank, 630 million. They can actually pay Barcelona that much for Lionel Messi. Manchester City, we know what it is. It is the golf money, and they might be able to do it. Coupled with the fact that PSG too, the fact that Neymar is really excited and wants him to come all the way to France. So, but for Lionel Messi, he has said he wants to leave, but the board is telling him that your contract, the free, you can walk out of the club clause in your contract expired in June. So
but there was coronavirus,
so you can't do that.
Everything.
And right now, they're looking at it like he might not come for training on Monday, and he's going to appear on training because he doesn't want them to drag him to court. Because right now, Barcelona is doing everything possible to keep him, but there's something he wants to do. He wants to leave because he knows that he's not in the plans of Koeman. He has won every single thing you can think of.
Let's quickly talk about that in like 30 seconds, Uche. Should the new coach, was it wrong to have told him that, hello, your privileges here?
No, it wasn't wrong, because I think over the years, the privileges have affected Barcelona.
But can't you just know it within yourself? Do you need to tell him?
No, yes, you need to tell him, because if you don't tell him, then maybe he doesn't get the real picture. The fact that the privileges have actually eaten deep into the team and causing a whole lot of rancor is not good. Most managers have been fired because of these same privileges. And most players have been sold, and some people have been bought, and some people have been sent on exile because of these same privileges. So you need to lay it down. I am not here for privilege.
If you're talking about Manchester United, when you see any headline, I can tell you it's not really about transfer these days. It's maybe, we're not getting good news, for the past few days. We saw last week that Harry Maguire was arrested and, taken to court, convicted, a suspended sentence. But now we also, saw that Paul Pogba has tested positive for coronavirus. But Harry Maguire will remain Manchester United captain. They are not, stripping him of that. And of course, his appeal has been lodged. And, the court, a higher court, is going to listen to that very soon.
It is a shame, because if you go to another country and commit a crime, not a provable crime, and it has been proved in court that you committed a crime, since you didn't commit it in the UK, but I think you should pay a price for it. And he has started paying he had paid one price 2 days ago by being dropped from the English team. So right now he has been dropped from the national team, and I was expecting that Man United will follow that team because the English press are trying to make sure the case doesn't look big enough.
But before you talk about that one, Uche, do you know how it feels for somebody's sister to be injected, and you don't know maybe she's going to die or she's about being, assaulted and all that? But that really brought the issue.
But that is not enough reason for you to commit bribe.
As a person as at that time, did you listen to the story? As a person as at that time, I just want to know, do you remember that you're the captain of Manchester United?
No, at that point you don't remember, but that is the point where you are emotionally matured, because you cannot bribe a police officer. That's wrong. That's a criminal offense. And if what kind of role are you playing? Or what kind of thing are you teaching the younger ones? Okay, right now, if they say he's still going to be the captain for next season, that is good for them. That is their business. But for me, I think he should be stripped as well. Because if the same thing happened to Hugo Lloris, I remember when he got into problems with the UK police, Hugo Lloris, the only reason why he came out of it was because he had good teammates. But the English press made mincemeat out of him. So if Harry Maguire is not getting that same kind of treatment, then we're good.
We have a caller. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from.
We are calling from Jua.
All right, your contribution, please.
Man U have not signed anybody.
Yeah.
What?
That's the reality. I think that question would be best put to Ed Woodward, but the reality is that they are still negotiating. We believe that some underground work will be going on. Okay? All right, thank you so much for calling. All right, that's the issue. And, our final story today, Uche, about Naomi Osaka pulling out of the Western and Southern Open. We know the death of, the shooting of Jacob Blake, has kind of brought out, another violence in America, a lot of protest, and people are saying again, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I think it is a good thing. The American government needs to do better, because you can't keep allowing things go south and you expect sports to come back like nothing happened. I support the guys in the MLS, the NBA, all of them pulling out of their games. Enough is enough. It could happen to anybody.
Right. So, that's really the key word, and we still don't know what's going to happen about US Open. That's the tennis tournament that we're going to have come, 31st of August, 2020. And of course, we know that Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams, they will be chasing, especially for Serena Williams, she will be chasing a record-equaling win. And of course, we don't know what's really going to happen there. And finally, just before we say our bye-byes on the show, Uche, we're seeing a lot of Manchester United fans calling on the show, asking what's happening about our team. Are they not going to sign anybody? I think we have another caller. Hello, good afternoon, and where are you calling from? Your name, please.
I'm calling from Airport.
Okay.
Hello?
Your contribution, please. Go ahead. Go ahead, please. All right, Uche, before we say our goodbyes.
Well, it is Manchester United. I don't know why they are not signing, but whatever it is, they don't really have a choice. If they can't contend for the EPL title, then it becomes a problem.
All right. Well, that's what they've been saying. We've been getting some messages also on WhatsApp. I want to thank you for sending in your messages and all the things you've been saying. I'm very sorry we don't really have that time to read all those messages, but we appreciate all the messages you're sending to us. And we can see Chelsea fans here, Arsenal fans here. They are actually delighted with what is happening in their, with their club's transfer process. But for Manchester United, I think sorry is their case. All right, Uche, thank you so much for being on the show today, and it's always interesting to have you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Uche is with Kiss FM Abuja, and when she talks sports, you know that I'm talking about the sports goddess. And that's been Capital Sports this Thursday on NT Abuja Channel 5. I'm Badi Adeleye, and I can tell you that I stood in for your regular presenter, Abdullah Ajia, who will be back next week. Thanks for joining us.